Here at the Bronx Zoo, headquarters of the Wildlife Conservation Society, we're working hard to save wildlife and wild places around the world. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of Asia with stops in China, India, Cambodia, Nepal, and Tibet. All without ever leaving the shoulder. Males have horns, females do not. The large honey-colored deer are called Batasinga, means 12-tined in the Hindi language, as males can have 12 to 14 points on their antlers. Females are called pea hens. They get together and make baby pea chicks. They have free roam of the Bronx Zoo. You'll see them everywhere today, not just here in Asia. When we get to the other side of the hut, you'll find some large white deer with white antlers. Those are the Bactrian deer, newest member of our Monorail family from Central Asia. These huts tell an important conservation
unit. This unit created many different ways for farming to continue in close proximity of wild animals. One strategy was to soak ropes in chili powder and place them around the crops. Elephants do not like chili and leave the farms alone, allowing the farmer and the animals to share the habitat peacefully.
We all know that an animal that's extinct. The animals in our next exhibit were completely extinct in nature and could only be found. Our physical differences as well. They're shorter and stockier in build. They have an erect mane that's lacking the forelock, the piece of mane that falls between the eyes of a domestic horse. They're rocking the mohawk. They were born genetically awesome. Captive breeding of Mongolian wild horses began in
society. I believe that wildlife has a place on this earth, and my job is to find practical solutions that allow people and wildlife. On a recent trip to Kazakhstan, I thought about the ongoing and successful efforts in that country to bring these horses back to the Central Asian steppe. The world needs
the Gaur. And the first we're going to discover are the Gaur, the world's largest wild cattle. Males stand 6 feet at the shoulder, 10 feet long, and weigh 2,000 pounds. With their incredible, even a tiger. What threatens these beautiful creatures is lack of an Asian habitat and diseases they catch from domestic cattle. Little guy right there in the center is one of our new baby Gaur. He's 11 weeks old. If the horns point straight up, it's a male. If they curve in at the top, it's a female. Most of the herd is female. Men look straight across the meadow and you'll find coming up out of the top of their head. They're currently classified as vulnerable, as all of their habitat has been taken over for farmland in their native Cambodia. They're both part of our species survival. The roar from the concrete jungle, known as the Bronx River Parkway. The large wooden fence in front of you obstructing your view is put there, and sometimes we have difficulty spotting our tiger. This is Josie. He's a 7-year-old, 400-pound Siberian, or 60 hamburgers to you and I. If you ate 160 hamburgers, you wouldn't eat for 3 days either. Breeding females, we're working with an organization called Panthera to increase this number. Prefer to live alone. That's why you'll only see one at a time on display here at the Wild Asia Monorail. We don't want them fighting over territory. You can Tiger Mountain, a short shuttle ride from the monorail. We're now at the back of our brow antler deer and Gaur exhibit. Most of them were up front. Here at the Bronx Zoo, they help our zookeepers maintain their highly endangered. Now, if you didn't see the Barbarossa, have no fear. You can't miss our next with Happy and Patty. Approximately 10,000 pounds. They eat fruit, 200 pounds of hay, and 60 gallons of water each day. The elephant's trunk is an incredible tool with over 40,000 muscles in it. That's more than the entire human body. It's got a finger-like appendage at the end. With it, they can pick up an egg without breaking it, or tear down a small tree with great force. Happy and Patty, we're going to be on the lookout for my favorite lady at the zoo, and that's Callie, our Indian rhino. Callie, you awake? Hey, Callie. Good girl. Can you sit up a little more? Thank you. Yourself with mud, and this acts as a natural sunscreen and insect repellent. There's a big tree right here on the curve. When we pass this tree, there's an opening in the foliage. You can look her right in the eye. How beautiful. Can you sit up again? With less than 2,000 rhinos remaining in the wilds of India and Nepal, we're very fortunate to care for 5 of these endangered creatures. It can take 16 months, so you don't have to worry about college. This is the original mud wallow put here in 1977 when the monorail first opened. When it warms up more this afternoon, that's where Callie will spend the rest of her day. Although rhinos can achieve speeds close to 40 miles per hour, they're highly endangered because of their horn, which in some cultures is said to have medicinal. To recreate an Asian forest, but since most of our deer were born here in the USA, they don't know the difference between an oak tree and an Asian tree. A leaf's a leaf. They provide an excellent source of food and shade. Center of the exhibit, you'll find a stream. Asia. The word Nilgai means blue bull in the Hindi language, as males will have a blue-gray coat upon maturity. Top speed of a Nilgai antelope, 50 miles per hour. Top speed of the monorail, 7.5. Downhill. Sneak a peek back to the left, you'll see the more of those sandbar deer. We have a red signal, my apologies, people, so we tend to back up at the platform. We're now on the lookout for China's tufted deer. These little elusive deer get their name from a tuft of hair on their head where their antlers would be. Fully grown, less than 40 pounds, they can be cold weather. Top of the hill, there's Patty again. Can't hide an elephant. And as we round the bend, you'll find Happy as well, right there. Rivers home to fish, ducks, turtles, geese, and migrating birds. WCS realizes how important it is to maintain the Bronx River and Greenway, both as a healthy environment for wildlife and for Bronx residents to enjoy. Once we've successfully crossed the river for the second time, we're in the rocky Himalayas. Get your cameras ready, he's posing for the goat family, most identifiable by the male's impressive beard and spiral horns that can reach up to 5 feet in length. The word markhor means snake eater in Persian. Legend has it he ate a snake and that's how it escaped. Both males and females have spiral horns and beards. Female horns stop growing after a foot. Male horns grow a foot a year up to 5 feet. They're incredible at start and have been known to climb trees for food. Y-shaped tree on the bend. Look into the tree behind it just above eye level, and there you'll find our red panda. He's actually awake. Good morning, sir. No, it's a he. Yeah, his name's also Linus. It gets confusing. And weasels in Nepal, his name is Hunho, which means fire fox. And if you saw the movie Kung Fu Panda, Master Shifu was a red panda. The red panda was known to the Western world years before the black and white panda. The only thing they have in common is an insatiable appetite for bamboo. You can see more red pandas by visiting the Himalayan highlands, a short walk from the monorail. While there, be sure to check out our snow leopards. As we wind our way down the hill. But I'd like to tell you a little bit more about us. The Wildlife Conservation Society manages 5 parks in the New York City area. The Bronx Zoo, Central Park Zoo, Queens Zoo, Prospect Park Zoo, and the New York Sea can be found by the brown bears. And the very busy spider and the artist who painted a blue horse can be found by the sea lions over in Astor Court. We're going to make a brief stop just to reset the computer and allow the train in front of us to...
Deer, 10 black buck, and a pair of muntjac. We start our day by checking on all the animals, making sure they are healthy, behaving normally, and safe. Sometimes, fawns and calves are born overnight. Newborns are given a neonatal exam, which includes weighing, vaccination, and tagging for identification purposes. While the animals are in the meadow, we prepare their nighttime holding areas so that they have a safe and clean place to...
Bronx Zoo closes at 5:30 today. All live animal exhibits close at 5 o'clock, so plan your day accordingly. The only things open at 5 o'clock will be Nature Trek and the Bug Carousel, as these do not contain live animals. The train in front of us is moving slower than it should. On behalf of the Wildlife Conservation Society and the Bronx Zoo, my name is Matthew. I've been your driver and tour guide. I thank you for joining me aboard the Wild Asia Monorail. Our animals are always in different places doing different things, so come back and visit us often and soon. Please remain seated till the train comes to a complete and final stop and the doors have opened. Remember, there's a step up for people in the front row, step down for people in the back row. Please watch your step as you exit the monorail car. First 6 cars exit to your right, last 2 cars exit to your left. Lucky car B6, you go straight out the gate. Train's about to stop, doors about to open. Only one thing left to do.